Coach O'Connell, congrats. First title. Thoughts on the game whenever you're ready. Thanks.
Thank you. I thought it was a really tight checking game. Not a lot of space out there. It was very physical. Pretty pleased with the way we played. We were pretty thorough. I thought we skated well. I thought we had some physicality to what we were doing. We were aggressive, and obviously we scored the goal on the net drive there at the end, and a hell of a play on the game winner. So really happy for the team. Really happy for our seniors. We got a few fifth years that stuck around to be in a game like this, and now that they got an opportunity to win it, amazing. And losing, not having Vlas, Alex Vlasic's one of our best players. So I thought our decor played well, and Vinny Duplessis was the man tonight.
Thanks, Coach. We're gonna wait for Dylan Peterson, but while we're waiting, if any questions for Coach, you can fire when ready. Let's go with Scott McLaughlin. Whenever you're ready. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Albie, you just touched on it there, but not having Vlasic, I know your defense has been strong in the second half, but just what does it say to be able to have this kind of effort without, arguably your top defenseman?
Yeah, Vlasic, you could argue that he's our best player, so I think going into the game, it was, there wasn't a lot of concern on our end because Copeland's played pretty well. And I thought he played a really good game tonight. I thought Webb stepped up. I thought Campo, that was probably one of his better games. Galley's been good all year. Dom's been good all year. On balance, they played really well. I thought they managed the puck, especially at the offensive blue line. They did a really good job of just managing pucks and getting pucks down. And arguably our best D tonight was Case McCarthy. So all in all, I'm really happy with their effort.
Go to Jim Conley whenever ready. Go ahead, Jim.
Thanks, Madge. Albie, when I do the math, I think on December 1st, you were 43rd in the pairwise. You're now 14th in the pairwise. You're in the tournament. If it ended today, I understand it doesn't, but do you do the math and say that's almost impossible like we do?
No, we put ourselves on a pretty good heater. I think not having those guys at the start of the year, having some injuries and learning how to win as a group, it's made us better now. So I wouldn't change the season for anything because it's made us a better hockey team. As far as the pairwise, we don't really pay attention to it. We're just worried about our next practice and our next game. So that's what we've been kind of focusing on ever since we came back from Northern Michigan. We just had that focus of just playing day to day.
Thanks, Coach. Go to Owen whenever you're ready. Go ahead,
Owen. Coach, you talked a little bit about Cockrell, Amante, some of the guys on your team, and who kind of have been here through it all, and you as well. Since you've been the head coach, sometimes in these games for a trophy, you haven't gotten the result you wanted. Just how does it feel for you and then for the leadership to finally have this monkey off your back?
Yeah, for me, I'm happy we won. I'm happy when we win any game. For the players, it's great excitement. To opportunity to play in the game and then to play the way they did. They played really well. They really performed in a kind of a pressure environment, a loud building. There was a lot of plays that could have went the wrong way if we weren't playing the right way. But I thought the guys did a really good job of playing a championship type game.
Go to Chelsea whenever ready. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. You guys are now on a 7-game win streak. What are you seeing that you're liking from this group, and how do you use this win as momentum moving forward?
Well, I think we've had some pretty good momentum built up for a long time now. I think we've lost in regulation. The last time we lost in regulation was Thanksgiving. And we've had some tight games in between, and we figured out how to win. Yeah, it should be able to give the team confidence because we won a trophy. But at the same time, we got to be ready to go when we play BC. So I think we're going to enjoy it for a couple days. We got a good little break, and then we'll get back to business. It's going to be kind of a weird schedule because we have a little bit of time off. We have the weekend off, and then we play the weekend after. So we're gonna have to get some rest, get some guys healthy, and then we're gonna get back at it.
Julie, I know you're having some issues. Let's see if we can get you a question in here. Go ahead, Julie.
Albie, I'm curious just how frustrating Northeastern's goalie was for your guys and how you maybe encourage them to overcome that.
Well, I think we passed up a lot of shots in the third period. We were just trying to get him to shoot the puck. He did a good job stopping it. There was some times where he was giving up some rebounds. So we thought if we could get some pucks down in his pads and we got a body to the net, we might be able to score a goal. But their goalie played terrific. Our goalie played terrific, and it was frustrating. But at the same time, our guys on the bench were just saying, just keep pushing, keep pushing. So it was really good to see. We had great leadership, and the bench was really positive throughout the entire game.
Thanks, Albie. Go to Richie. Oh, go ahead, Rich.
Hey, Coach, just comment on the quality of this game. And the commentators were saying that the Beanpot is back. It's back in prominence. Do you feel like this was the kind of game you needed to rebound for the Beanpot?
I didn't hear the end of that.
Rich, could you just repeat that last part if possible?
No, I just was saying it, that the commentators were saying the Beanpot is back to prominence. Just talk about this game, with the year off and having an outstanding game like this in the Beanpot final.
Yeah, no, I think everyone came out and cheered last week, cheered this week, and the Beanpot was back. I think the crowd just national anthem through the end of the game was electric. It was a great atmosphere, and it was a tight game, and it wasn't a game that was just so defensive and boring. It had a lot of chances, had a lot of big hits, had some great saves, had some 2-on-1s, and there was a lot to like about the game. It was a hard-nosed up and down game, and two teams kind of going at it. So it was a good game for a spectator. It might be more fun to watch 4 or 5 goals, but even with just one goal, it was still pretty exciting.
Let's go to Anthony. Anthony, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Albie, I know you've gone through this, as a player and now here, as a coach, but what can, winning a Beanpot do to kind of springboard you going into, the conference tournament and, potentially eventually the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it'll definitely give us some confidence, in a big game, that we have to show up and play a certain way. I think that's probably the biggest thing, that when you've gotten to a point where you've won a championship, you know how to play in those games. So I think that's a big thing. And we played in a championship game versus Cornell over Thanksgiving, and we didn't play the right way. And some of our execution wasn't there, especially off faceoffs. I thought our faceoff game was very good tonight, and how we managed that. So we definitely took a step there. And then getting in a tight game, just consistently playing the way you need to do the right way for 60 minutes. I thought we played a pretty complete game, and that's probably the reason we won. So it's there's a lot we can take from that for sure.
Julie, I know you had a follow-up. You can go ahead when you're ready.
Albie, I just have a question about Dylan and some thoughts on his goal and how he was performing in today's game and even last week as well.
Dylan's joining us right now. Nice to see him. Nice. But yeah, Dylan played terrific. He's one of our best forwards, and he hasn't had the best health this year, as he's had to manage some situations, and he's done a really good job and been very professional in how he's acted. So I thought he was really good last week. He wasn't on the score sheet, I think, on the one goal, but he caused the goal when Cockrell scored the breakaway. He had a good track and a hit. I thought he was really physical, and not many guys are as athletic as this guy in college hockey. So when he's able to skate, and he's got a ton of talent, so he's going to be a really good player for us for the rest of this year and then moving on.
Sorry, Albert. Did you have a follow-up for Dylan, Julie?
I muted myself. Yes, I do. So we'll just talk. Dylan, can you walk us through that goal, and also like how frustrating their goalie was for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously had a really good goal. He was good down low. But on that play, Don made a really nice play, got the puck out, and Army picked it up. And I didn't know Army had that much patience in him. I mean, he walked that guy and put it right on my tape. So bunch of credit to Army there. He made an incredible play, and it was pretty good for me to just put that one back in the net.
Thanks, Dylan. JD, I know you've been having issues. We'll go to you if you're able to unmute yourself. Go ahead, JD Burke.
Oh, I actually don't have a question. Thank you, though.
Okay. Let's go to Jimko. Jimmy, whenever you're ready.
Sorry, thank you. Albie, when you look at the way you guys have played down the stretch here, what feels different? I know you were so injured at one point, but what feels different now in the last 15 or so games?
Well, I think there's more buy-in from the group in how we need to play. I think guys are blocking more shots. Guys are playing for each other more. We've become a pretty selfless team, and guys are just more worried about getting the points at the end of the game than scoring goals or maybe making the highlight reel play. So they're committed to winning, and I think our leadership group has done a really good job of emphasizing that and being an extension of the coaching staff. So I think our leaders have really helped the group in the locker room, and then not only on the ice, and then just showing up every day in practice and leading by example. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, the buy-in.
Let's go to James Garrison.
Coach, Vinny Duplessis, 4-0, only 4 goals and 2 shutouts in his time so far as the starter. Can you just, speak to him, how he's been overall?
Vinny's been really good. He was really good when he played last year. I think he had one tough start last year. And didn't quite get the net back, but Vinny's a competitor. And if you watch how he, preps for practice games, how much work he puts in, and he's really focused. He's played a lot of junior hockey, so he's definitely played a lot of games, and he's got some good night, bad night game experience. So he's a competitor, and he's really professional in how he operates.
Go to Bell. Whenever you're ready, Bell, go ahead.
Yeah, for Dylan, just how close that game was. How did the guys stay collected on the bench, especially in that atmosphere? And then also just how amazing was the celebration for the goal and finally when the buzzer sounded in the third?
Yeah, I mean, that game was obviously up and down, momentum going back and forth between teams. But I think Cockrell expressed a lot between last Monday and this one, that we just stay composed, play as a team, and don't stray away from the things that we've been working on all week. So I think we managed it really well. And then, the celebration, saw red, and I just wanted to go celebrate my teammates. So I headed to the bench, and it was a pretty special moment.
Anthony, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Dylan, I know, the first 2 months of the season were tough for you guys. You battled through some tough injuries. Now that you've gotten some bodies back, you guys are on this run, and, putting aside getting those bodies back, what has been the biggest difference for you guys on the ice in the stretch?
I think the feeling in the room is like we just have confidence in each other, and we have faith in each other. We roll 4 lines pretty much every game throughout the games, and I think all of us just have, we believe in each other, and we know that we're capable of doing our jobs correctly. So I think faith and being confident is something that's kind of grown as we've progressed through the season.
Let's go to Owen. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, Owen.
Coach, you shuffled the lines a little bit going into the third. I'm just wondering, what your thought process was there and what you thought of, it looked like it was just the first and second line, and what you thought of the result from that shuffling.
Yeah, that's good observation. I think Mastro had a bit of a struggle there. He was kind of turning some pucks over on the wall, and that line got hemmed in, him, Scooger, and Brownie. So we wanted to mix that up a little bit, and just see if it gave us a spark. I thought Mastro played really well in the third period. I thought he almost scored the one goal where he kind of broke in. He almost scored another one, I think, in the same shift. I thought it helped a little bit. I thought it gave a little bit of momentum. It gave a couple offensive guys on different lines. That line's pretty offensive minded. So I think we wanted to switch that up and get someone that plays a little bit of defense on those lines too.
All right, we'll take a couple more and let these guys go celebrate. Brady, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick one for Coach. Getting your hand on the Beanpot once again after winning it 4 times. Just what does it mean for you personally and your first trophy with BU as a head coach?
Yeah, and I'm more happy for the guys. For me, I'm just excited we won the hockey game. I'm excited for the fans. I'm excited for the band who was banging hard up there tonight. So I'm happy for the guys.
James, go ahead and you're ready.
This is for Dylan. For all you guys, it's your first Beanpot, but for some of the older guys who are in their 4th or 5th years, just what's it been like for them, and just what's the attitude towards them getting this Beanpot in their last year?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, they deserve it more than anybody. They've been great, leading by example, and the rest of us kind of following in their footsteps. It's unfortunate Ty went down in the first game, but he's a guy that deserves it like more than anybody. And you know, obviously we wish he could have played today, but he's such a huge part of this group that it felt like he was out there anyway. So yeah, I mean, just happy for those guys.
All right, we're gonna take two more here. Jimko, when you're ready, go ahead, Jimmy.
Hey, thanks, Madge. Albie, I gotta ask one more time. Like, pairwise, I know you say you don't look at it, but I mean, you're now in a position that you're inside the bubble. I mean, December 1, could you imagine that this could be possible? I mean, I know you had injuries, but did you think that this team could go from 43 in the pairwise on December 1 to 14 today?
I think at the start of the year that we thought that we had a really good roster. You know, I think we thought that we had a chance to, you know, be a good enough team to win the league. So yeah, we had full faith in the group. I think it was just getting the group organized and getting the right guys in the right seats in the bus. And then getting the guys back from injury and getting into a rhythm. You know, I think we got into a rhythm, and now we know how to win as a group, and guys really want to win. And they, you know, at the start of the year was frustrating. I think we had a couple departures that might have brought the group even a little bit closer. So we've had some stuff that have gone through the year as a group that has brought the team close, and our captains and leaders did a really good job of keeping everyone in the right mindset, even when things were put bad. And then our job as coaches to make sure we just continue to push and try to get better as a group each week.
Thanks, bud.
Jillian, go ahead when you're ready.
Dylan, I just
This
want
is
to ask
for
you-
both Coach and Dylan. What does it mean to bring the Beanpot Championship back to ComAv, especially for your student section that's really rallied around this team as of late?
I mean, it feels great. There's really no other way to describe it. I mean, I've never experienced the Beanpot before, but I'm really excited just to experience the next couple of days.
I will take one more from Julie, and that will be that for this evening. Go ahead when you're ready, Julie.
Dylan, my question for you is just personally, what does this mean for you? You kind of literally just touched on it, but even the MVP honor and just being recognized in that way, what does this mean for you personally?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty special. It feels great, but it feels better just knowing that we won that game and how much we deserved it. So yeah, it's a great moment. It feels special for sure, but I'm excited to just celebrate with my teammates. Yeah,
It's a pretty good looking trophy too.
yeah, it's not bad.
Meeting members, thank you for your time. Albie, Dylan, go get them the rest of the way. Thank you.
Thank